You remember this girl? Maybe you don't. You're lucky if you don't. There's this girl who went viral on TikTok for saying the N-word. And she went viral for that, and people were attacking her for it. But really, I thought what was especially disreputable about the video was all the other naughty words that she said. In the video, she wasn't using the N-word, the word that we now treat with the same taboo that the ancient Israelites treated the holy name of God. Because she used the N-word in a way that didn't refer to black people. It certainly wasn't insulting to black people. It was referring just to men generally, like it's used in rap songs. A synonym for her use of the N-word would have been the word fella or buddy or something, you know? So it wasn't, but then she used all these other naughty words that were in themselves quite vulgar and not the sort of thing that a woman should say, certainly not publicly. So she was attacked for this. Then she came out, she made a few other videos that also went viral on TikTok saying, you know, F this, you're full of, she used the English word for it, and you're this and you're that, and all these really nasty, naughty words, talking like a sailor at a late night bar. So she got attacked not only by the left, but also by the right. And not only by the right, but also by the far right. So the extreme, even the fringiest of the fringe kind of right-wingers that she wanted to ally herself with, they attacked her also. And so now she's a woman without a home. She debuted as the right-wing darling, the new right-wing darling du jour, who's going to go viral and get a lot of followers and make a lot of money, you know, mouthing off on the internet. Well, now she's repositioned just about 5 or 6 days after her debut as a centrist.
All right, y'all. So me and you, we're the normies. We are the normal people. We're the ones who built this damn country. And we have these fringes on the far right, and we have the fringes on the far left, that they all have their little clubs, they all have their little cliques, they all have their little catchphrases, and they both hate me. They both hate me because I represent you. Because we're normal. Because I don't want to join your club. Because we don't want to be a part of that. We're just normal people who work and pay taxes and get on. The government on us, the far right and the far left on us, and ultimately no one gives a about fixing this country because they're so busy. It's a circle jerk. They're so busy trying to, you know, appease their own and stay in the good graces of their own and get famous and whatever, that they don't care about America. That's why nothing gets done in this country. Because they're so busy like fighting amongst themselves, like the little that they are, that they don't care to do actually anything about changing the country.
Okay, so the left and the right, as she says, agree that as a commentator, this girl is extremely annoying. However, I find her delightful, and I don't even know if she is being intentionally delightful. What I find delightful about her is not anything she has to say as a political commentator, but I find her delightful as a performance artist. What she is doing is a perfect satire of the political media landscape. And she probably doesn't know that. I think she's being sincere, and she actually does want to become the next, you know, right-wing star mouthing off or whatever. And she's not failing at that. But what she's doing is a perfect takedown of so much idiocy and glibness in political media. She comes out of nowhere, and she's a pretty good-looking girl. And she just goes on, and she is offensive. And then she goes viral. What's funny about that is actually how you go viral, especially as a right-wing new media celebrity. As a left-wing new media celebrity to some degree too, but especially on the right. Because the left has the establishment media, so the right has to focus on things like social media and TikTok and kind of slip in through the back door. So she does that, and it works. And that in itself is a kind of funny critique of right-wing media. Then she tries to position herself to gain a broader audience, not as a left-winger or a right-winger, but as a centrist. I'm just speaking for you. She says, I represent you. You don't represent anybody. No one even knows your name. You've gone viral twice. I've done 2 segments on her at this point, but I don't even know her name. And that's what makes it so fun. She goes, I represent you. You're not a member of Congress. You don't have a large audience. You don't lead a political movement. But what's so funny is there are many, many people in the political media who say, I speak for you. I speak for you, the downtrodden person. And they have no credibility, no authority to make that claim, but they do it anyway. And so that's a really funny satire of political media. And then the best part is she says, nothing gets done in this country. Nothing gets done. We got to get stuff done. But she never says what she wants to get done. And by disavowing the political left and the political right, she is divorcing herself from any kind of political ideology or philosophy or political agenda. She is saying, none of the things that they want to get done, I don't really want to get those things done. But I want to get stuff done. What is that stuff? I don't know. I just want to get it. And this reminds me, speaking of parodies of politicians, there's this politician in New York for a while. I won't say his name. No reason to embarrass him individually. But he had this billboard on one of the main roads in his district. And it said, politician so-and-so, getting it done. Getting it done. And there's a picture of him with his dog. And it didn't list any policies, no particular accomplishments. Just getting it done. We got to get stuff done, And that's what the really shallow political media figures do. They don't have any particular philosophy or policy agenda or even candidates necessarily that they're supporting. They just want to get it done. We just got to fix stuff in this country. We're not fixing enough, And so anyway, all of that to say, I know everyone, this girl has unified the political spectrum in America because everyone who's encountered her videos on social media has attacked her from the far left to the far right to everyone in the middle. But I want to defend her because as a performance artist, she is presenting a brilliant and incisive critique of American political media. Louisiana, which now says public schools need to have the 10 Commandments on the wall. Whoopi Goldberg expresses perfectly the liberal reaction to this by raging at the 10 Commandments in a public school.
You're telling me you're concerned about children learning things. One of the things that you don't seem to understand is I have the same respect for my child that I have for yours. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to believe what I believe. I'm not asking your kid to believe what I believe. Public school is public school. Yeah. It means everybody can go to public school. I don't understand why, if you want your child to have a religious education, send them to a religious school. Yeah. There's nothing stopping you. Get out of my pocket, get out of my body, and get out of my school.
Get out of my public school. The public school is for everyone, not for you. Wait, what? You people, you trying to impose the 10 Commandments, you trying to indoctrinate my kids with crazy stuff like thou shalt not commit murder, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, these crazy ideas. How dare you? This is a public school. Public school is for absolutely everyone, and that's why you need to get out. Well, it's a public school, Whoopi. It's not just for you. It's also for normal people. And it's also for conservatives. It's also for moderates. It's even for Christians. Even Christians are allowed to go to public school. Even people who believe the religion that formed America. Yeah, that's right. I'm not asking you to believe what I believe. Yes, you are. Obviously, you are. You believe that the 10 Commandments shouldn't be taught, and you believe that a public school teacher should not teach thou shalt not commit murder. You think that, for whatever reason, you think that's really awful and terrible. And you are demanding that everyone agree with you. Because for all the skepticism and the subjectivism and the relativism and the supposed freedom of liberalism, man, don't yuck my yum, everyone can do whatever you want to do. Liberalism is ultimately a totalitarian ideology that demands acquiescence to its absurd premises and increasingly absurd expressions. And if you don't acquiesce to that, they're going to kick you out of public school, and they're going to punish you at your job, and they're going to ostracize you from polite company. They're going to censor you on social media. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw you in prison. That was a good clip, wouldn't you say? I would say so. Make sure you subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel and get more of them. We'll see you next time.